As a chosen one, you may have noticed that people around you suddenly show signs of frustration or even anger. You might wonder, what did I do wrong? The truth, however, is that it's not about you doing something wrong, it's about you doing something right. The reactions you see from others are actually a reflection of your personal growth and transformation. As you step into a new version of yourself, shedding old patterns and aligning more closely with your true purpose, you emit a different kind of energy, and that change creates a ripple effect. For some people in your life, this shift is unsettling because it disrupts the way they've known you or interacted with you. When you begin to make spiritual, emotional, or mental changes, it forces others to look at their own lives, and often, they are not ready for that kind of reflection. Today, we're diving into why your growth triggers these reactions in others, how to deal with the negativity that may come your way, and how to remain steadfast on your journey without retreating back into old versions of yourself. By the end of this video, you will understand why this happens and recognize these reactions for what they are, a powerful sign that you are truly stepping into your role as a chosen one, and that the discomfort of others is part of the process. 1. You have recognized your purpose. Point 1. Personal awakening, the realization of your higher calling. As a chosen one, there comes a defining moment in your life when you experience a profound shift in consciousness. This is not a surface-level change, it is a deep, inner awakening where you begin to realize that you have a higher calling. It's as if a light turns on inside you, and suddenly you see that the way you've been living no longer aligns with who you truly are. This awakening may begin subtly, but it gradually grows stronger, pulling you toward a path that feels more meaningful and aligned with your true purpose. You start to see beyond daily distractions and begin to ask deeper questions about your existence, your role in the world, and how you can make a meaningful contribution. Point 2. Behavioral changes, living with intention and purpose. This spiritual awakening leads to noticeable changes in your behavior. Suddenly, you are no longer content to live on autopilot or let life just happen. Instead, you become much more conscious of everything you do. You begin paying closer attention to your thoughts, emotions, and actions, ensuring they align with your newfound sense of purpose. You may find yourself setting clearer goals, prioritizing personal growth, and seeking opportunities that align with your higher calling. The things that once seemed important, superficial achievements or the validation of others, begin to lose their grip on you. Now, you are driven by something deeper, a purpose rooted in spiritual growth and the desire to live a life that reflects your true self. Point 3. Shedding old layers, freeing yourself from limiting patterns. As you step into your purpose, you begin to shed the old layers of your former self. This is one of the most powerful aspects of awakening. You start letting go of limiting beliefs, toxic relationships, and self-sabotaging habits that have held you back for years. The things that once kept you bound, fear, doubt, unhealthy attachments, gradually lose their hold on you. It's like shedding an old skin and revealing a more authentic version of yourself. This process can be liberating but also challenging. Letting go of these old layers can be uncomfortable for both you and those around you who were used to the old version of you. Yet, this process is essential for your growth as a chosen one. By releasing what no longer serves you, you make space for new opportunities and relationships that align better with your true energy. 2. Outgrowing old environments. Raising your energy, shifting to a higher frequency. The deeper you step into your purpose as a chosen one, the more your energy begins to shift to a higher frequency. This elevation isn't something you have to force, it happens naturally as a result of your spiritual growth and conscious choices. You begin to vibrate on a different wavelength, one that resonates with love, truth, and authenticity. This higher frequency draws you toward experiences, people, and opportunities that match your new vibration. You notice that things like shallow conversations, meaningless drama, and negative environments no longer interest you. Your soul craves higher vibrating interactions that nurture your growth and keep you grounded in your purpose. This energetic rise is powerful, but it also brings challenges, because not everyone around you evolves at the same pace. Detaching from the past, others stuck in limiting paradigms. As your energy rises, you may find that people from your past start to feel more distant, even if you're not consciously pushing them away. They often remain trapped in the old paradigms that once defined your relationship or social circle, paradigms rooted in fear, insecurity, or limiting beliefs. You've outgrown those dynamics, and it becomes painfully clear when you try to connect with people who still operate on those lower frequencies. Conversations that once felt normal now seem shallow or draining. Situations that used to excite you now feel restrictive or toxic. It's not that you're rejecting these people, it's that you're naturally evolving beyond the space where they still remain. This can create a sense of separation. They might sense your energy has changed, even if they can't explain why. Their response might be confusion, discomfort, or even frustration as they begin to realize that the connection you once shared no longer feels the same. Their discomfort, a reflection of their own fear or stagnation. The discomfort others feel when you evolve isn't really about you. It's about them, a reflection of their own stagnation or fear of change. When people see someone they know breaking free from limitations and stepping into a higher state of being, it forces them to confront their own lack of progress. This can be deeply unsettling, especially for those who have resisted change in their own lives. Instead of viewing your growth as inspiration, they may perceive it as a threat. Your transformation shines a light on the areas of their lives where they feel stuck or inadequate, triggering feelings of jealousy, resentment, or defensiveness. Their discomfort isn't a reflection of your worth or your path, but rather a mirror of their unresolved issues. Recognizing this dynamic can help you maintain compassion for others while remaining true to your own journey. Point 3. Loss of control over you. Loss of emotional, mental, or energetic influence. When you step into your purpose and raise your vibration, something significant happens in your relationships. People who once held emotional, mental, or energetic influence over you begin to feel that influence fade. These might be individuals who, consciously or unconsciously, affected your decisions, actions, or even your sense of self-worth. They could have been friends who shaped your worldview, family members whose expectations weighed heavily on you, or colleagues and peers who subtly influenced your choices. In the past, their approval or opinion may have dictated how you lived your life. But now, as you awaken and realign with your higher self, their influence starts to weaken. This can be disorienting for them, especially if they have relied on their ability to affect your emotions or behavior. Point 2. Behavioral changes, living with intention and purpose. This spiritual awakening brings noticeable changes to your behavior. Suddenly, you are no longer satisfied with living life on autopilot or simply letting things happen. Instead, you become much more intentional in everything you do. You begin to pay closer attention to your thoughts, emotions, and actions, ensuring that they align with your newfound sense of purpose. You may find yourself setting clearer goals, prioritizing personal growth, and seeking opportunities that resonate with your higher calling. The things that once seemed important, superficial achievements or the approval of others, begin to lose their hold on you. Now, you are driven by a deeper purpose, one rooted in your spiritual growth and the desire to live a life that reflects your true self. Point 3. Shedding old layers, freeing yourself from limiting patterns. As you step into your purpose, you begin to shed the old layers of your former self. This is one of the most powerful aspects of the awakening process. You start letting go of limiting beliefs, toxic relationships, and self-sabotaging patterns that have held you back for years. The things that once bound you, fear, doubt, unhealthy attachments, gradually lose their grip. It's like shedding an old skin and revealing a more authentic version of yourself. This process can be liberating but also challenging. Letting go of these old layers can cause discomfort, both for you and for those around you who were accustomed to the old version of you. Yet, this process is essential for your growth as a chosen one. By releasing what no longer serves you, you create space for new opportunities and relationships that align more closely with your purpose. Point 2. Outgrowing old environments. Raising your energy, shifting to a higher frequency. As you move deeper into your purpose as a chosen one, your energy naturally begins to shift to a higher frequency. This elevation isn't something you force, it occurs organically as a result of your spiritual growth and conscious choices. You start to vibrate on a wavelength that resonates with love, truth, and authenticity. This higher frequency draws you toward experiences, people, and opportunities that align with your new energy. You notice that shallow conversations, meaningless drama, and negative environments no longer hold your interest. Your soul now craves higher vibrating interactions that nurture your growth and help you stay aligned with your purpose. This energetic shift is powerful, yet it also brings challenges, because not everyone around you evolves at the same pace. Detaching from the past, others stuck in limiting paradigms. As your energy rises, you may notice that people from your past begin to feel distant, even if you haven't consciously pushed them away. They are often still trapped in the old paradigms that once defined your relationships or social circle, paradigms based on fear, insecurity, or limiting beliefs. You have outgrown these dynamics, and it becomes painfully clear when you try to connect with those who still operate in lower frequencies. Conversations that once felt normal now seem shallow or draining. Situations that used to excite you might now feel restrictive or toxic. It's not that you're rejecting these people, rather, you're naturally evolving beyond the space where they still remain. This can create a divide. They might sense your energy has changed, even if they can't articulate why. Their reactions may include confusion, discomfort, or even frustration as they realize the connection you once shared no longer feels the same. Their discomfort, a reflection of their own fear or stagnation. The discomfort others feel when you evolve has nothing to do with you. It's about them, a reflection of their own stagnation or fear of change. When people see someone they know breaking free from limiting patterns and rising to a higher state of being, it forces them to confront their own lack of progress. This can be deeply unsettling, especially for those who have resisted change in their own lives. Instead of viewing your growth as inspiration, they may see it as a threat. Your transformation shines a light on the areas in their lives where they feel stuck or inadequate, triggering feelings of jealousy, resentment, or defensiveness. Their discomfort is not a reflection of your worth or your path, but rather a mirror of their unresolved issues. Recognizing this dynamic helps you maintain compassion for others while staying true to your journey. Point 3. The loss of control over you. Loss of emotional, mental, or energetic influence. When you step into your purpose and raise your vibration, something meaningful happens within your relationships. People who once had emotional, mental, or energetic influence over you begin to sense that power fading. These may be individuals who consciously or unconsciously affected your decisions, actions, or even your self-esteem. They could be friends who shaped your worldview, family members whose expectations weighed heavily on you, or peers who subtly influenced your choices. In the past, their approval or opinion may have dictated your direction. But now, as you awaken and align with your higher self, their influence weakens. This can be unsettling for them, especially if they relied on their ability to shape your emotions or behavior. Creating boundaries they can no longer cross. Your personal transformation acts as a powerful boundary that others can no longer cross so easily. This boundary isn't something you consciously build to keep people away, it's a natural consequence of your energetic evolution. As you shift into a higher state of consciousness, you become less susceptible to manipulation, guilt, or emotional pressure. Those who once used such tactics to keep you tied to old dynamics, whether through drama, emotional blackmail, or subtle control, realize that their usual methods no longer work. You have outgrown the space where their influence could reach you. This boundary may trigger frustration or even anger in them, as they come to terms with losing the control they once held. The emotional reactions you see are a direct response to the loss of power they used to have over your life. Breaking free from societal constructs and expectations. This newfound freedom extends beyond personal relationships to larger societal and familial structures. You are no longer bound by the expectations of social norms, peer pressure, or long-standing family dynamics. Where you once felt the need to fit into certain roles, beliefs, or behaviors to belong, you have now transcended those limitations. Your growth has freed you from the invisible chains that once confined you. Family expectations, societal pressure, and even the opinions of close friends no longer carry the same weight. You've realized that living authentically means following your own path, not the one others have chosen for you. This freedom can be empowering but may also cause tension with those still clinging to old constructs. Their frustration isn't about you rejecting them, it's about you rejecting the roles they imposed on you, and they may struggle to accept that change. Point 4. Triggering insecurities. Your growth highlights where others have not evolved. As you continue to grow and develop, your transformation can unintentionally shine a light on the areas where others in your life have remained stagnant. Your courage to change, to step into your purpose, and to break free from limiting beliefs makes it clear where those around you have chosen to stay the same. This contrast between your progress and their stillness can be uncomfortable for them. People may feel exposed when they realize they've avoided their own growth while you have embraced it. This can trigger feelings of envy or inadequacy, as they see in you what they are not yet ready or willing to become. Fear-based thinking and projections of insecurity. It's common for people who still operate from fear-based thinking to project their insecurities onto those who are growing. When they see you living authentically, without fear of judgment or failure, it stirs up their own buried fears and doubts. Instead of recognizing that they need to do their own inner work, they may lash out at you or try to pull you back down to their level. Their jealousy, resentment, or anger is not truly about you, it's about the mirror you hold up that reflects their own unresolved fears. They see your authenticity, confidence, and purpose-driven life, and it forces them to confront their own lack of progress. This can be painful for them, and instead of processing it internally, they might choose to project those feelings onto you. Recognizing their reaction as an inner conflict. One of the most important things to remember as a chosen one is that the negative reactions you receive from others are not really about you. Instead of taking it personally, understand that their anger, envy, or frustration is a reflection of their own inner conflict. These emotional reactions are an expression of the discomfort they feel when faced with the idea of change. They may not even realize that their reactions stem from their own fear of growth or the unknown. When you maintain this perspective, you can continue to grow without being held back by their projections. It's essential to stay grounded on your path and keep your focus on your purpose. Their conflict is theirs to resolve, and you can continue to rise without being weighed down by their insecurities. Point 5. Confirmation of your path. Resistance as a sign of progress. One of the clearest signs that you're on the right path as a chosen one is the resistance you begin to feel from others. This resistance can appear in many forms: criticism, frustration, or even open hostility. While it may feel uncomfortable or confusing at first, it's actually a sign that you are ascending. When you begin to align with your higher purpose, you naturally disrupt the old patterns and energies around you. People who were accustomed to the old version of you may not know how to respond to this change. Their discomfort reflects how much you've grown and how much they've remained the same. Resistance, therefore, is not a setback, it's confirmation that you are moving in the right direction. Challenges as tests from the universe. As you grow into your role as a chosen one, the universe will often test your commitment to this new path. These tests usually come in the form of external challenges, particularly through relationships and social dynamics. People who were once close to you may begin to question your growth, either consciously or unconsciously. They might try to pull you back into old patterns or criticize your new direction. This isn't meant to discourage you, it's meant to strengthen your resolve. The universe wants to see whether you are truly devoted to your purpose or if you will abandon it when faced with opposition. When you view these challenges as tests rather than setbacks, you can meet them with more grace and confidence. Validation through disrupting the status quo. When people become upset or frustrated with you during your transformation, it's because you're disrupting the status quo. You are no longer following the old rules, whether they're societal norms, family expectations, or friendship dynamics. This disruption can make people defensive because your growth challenges their comfort zone. Yet, this disruption is essential for your continued progress. Every time someone reacts negatively to your change, it's proof that you no longer conform to outdated expectations or limiting beliefs. Keep going, because the frustration you see in others is confirmation that you are stepping into your power and breaking free from the molds that once confined you. Point 6. Energetic boundaries. The importance of setting energetic boundaries. As a chosen one of the most important lessons you will learn is how to set strong energetic and emotional boundaries. In the past, you may have allowed others to drain your energy, manipulate your emotions, or overstep your limits. But now, with your heightened awareness and alignment with your purpose, you recognize how essential it is to protect your energy. This means becoming more selective about who enters your space and how you engage with others. It also means refusing to tolerate behaviors or relationships that undermine your growth or pull you back into lower vibrations. Setting these boundaries can be challenging at first, especially if you've been used to people-pleasing or avoiding conflict, but it's a crucial part of your spiritual journey. How boundaries trigger reactions. Setting boundaries often provokes negative reactions from those who were used to crossing them. People who benefited from your lack of boundaries, whether through manipulation, guilt, or emotional dependency, are usually the first to resist when you start asserting yourself. They might test your resolve by continuing their old behavior, hoping you'll fall back into your previous patterns. This can be frustrating, but it's also a sign that your boundaries are working. Their discomfort or anger reflects how much they depended on your lack of limits in the past. Now that you're no longer allowing that energy into your life, they are forced to face their own behavior, even if they don't consciously realize it. Staying grounded in your new reality. Once you've set these energetic boundaries, it's vital to stay grounded in your new reality. It's easy to doubt yourself, especially when people you care about react negatively. But holding firm to your boundaries is what protects your energy and accelerates your spiritual growth. Remember, your boundaries aren't just about keeping negativity out, they also preserve space for your continued expansion. The more you protect your energy, the more room you create for positive, high-vibrational experiences and relationships. Over time, you'll notice that those who respect your boundaries remain in your life, while those who cannot adapt will naturally fall away. Point 7. Solitude on the path of growth. The inevitable period of isolation. On your journey as a chosen one, it's common to experience a period of isolation. This often happens because, as you grow, you begin to outgrow people, places, and environments that no longer match your higher frequency. Old connections may start to fade, either because they no longer resonate with your new energy or because you consciously choose to distance yourself from negativity. This phase of isolation can feel lonely and disorienting at first, especially if you're used to having certain people or social circles around you. However, it's important to understand that this isolation is not a punishment, it's a necessary part of your transformation. Preparation for a new, higher vibrational circle. This temporary isolation is actually a preparation phase. The universe is clearing space in your life for new, more aligned relationships. These new connections will be with people who match your higher vibration and share your values, purpose, and vision. But to make room for them, the old connections that no longer serve you must be released. It's like pruning a plant. By removing what's dead or overgrown, you create space for new growth. Trust that this time of solitude is only temporary and that it's preparing you to attract a higher vibrational circle that will support and empower you on your journey. Trusting the process of release and attraction. During this period of isolation, it's essential to trust the process. It can be tempting to hold on to old relationships or force connections that no longer resonate with who you are. But doing so only delays the inevitable and blocks the flow of new, aligned relationships into your life. Trust that as you release what no longer serves you, the universe will bring in new people and opportunities that align with your growth. This phase of letting go and attracting is a natural rhythm in your spiritual journey. The loneliness you feel now will soon be replaced by deep, meaningful connections that reflect the person you are becoming. Conclusion. Embrace your growth regardless of reactions. Point 8. Stay true to your path. Frustration and anger as tests of your growth. The frustration, anger, and resistance you face from others are not random, they are tests on your path to see whether you will remain true to your light or allow external forces to dim it. As a chosen one, you carry a unique energy that shines brightly, and that can be unsettling for those who haven't stepped into their own power yet. When people lash out or try to pull you back into old dynamics, it's simply a reflection of the discomfort your growth triggers in them. These emotional reactions are not personal attacks, they are spiritual tests. Will you remain faithful to your path, or will you retreat into the comfort of conformity? The choice is yours, and every time you choose to keep shining, you pass the test and rise to a higher level of consciousness. Stay committed to your growth. In the face of these reactions, it's vital to remain committed to your growth. Growth isn't always easy, especially when it makes those around you uncomfortable. But remember, your journey is about you, your purpose, your potential, and your alignment with your higher self. People may question your authenticity, but their resistance only confirms that you are moving in the right direction. Don't let their discomfort cause you to revert to a version of yourself you've already outgrown. Stay focused on your inner truth and trust that every step forward, no matter how challenging, brings you closer to fully embodying your true self. Your growth is a sacred process, and nothing should stand in its way. Authenticity attracts the right people and opportunities. When you stay true to your path, something incredible happens. Your authenticity begins to attract the right people, opportunities, and experiences into your life. While some relationships may fade as you grow, trust that this creates space for more aligned connections to enter. The people who resonate with your new energy will naturally be drawn to you, forming deeper and more meaningful relationships. Likewise, opportunities that align with your purpose will begin to appear as you continue to evolve. The universe responds to your authenticity by opening doors that support your highest good. Instead of focusing on the resistance you encounter, direct your attention toward the abundance waiting ahead. Your commitment to remaining true to yourself will ultimately lead you to a life of fulfillment and divine alignment.